So to do this project, we got a one objective trolling motor bow mount. We got a Minn Kota quick disconnect trolling motor plate. And then we got a Minn Kota, what's the model?
I think they call it a power drive.
A Minn Kota power drive, 55 pound thrust, 12 volt. And that's what, a 54-inch shaft?
Yeah, 54-inch shaft.
All right, first thing we're going to do is take a 6mm Allen wrench and take off the front handle. Good thing they got brass inserts. That's what makes it nice. All right, and we're going to save the handle for use later. Then we're going to take a Phillips head screwdriver and get behind the webbing here and pull these two screws on the front hatch out. So all these bolts that come in the kit are for generic kit, so I got to cut an inch off of all 4 of these bolts for the mounting plate. So I'll use my grinder and then I'll re-taper the end of each bolt. So like I said, it's a generic kit, so we cut 1 screw down and test fit it, and then we cut the other 3 screws down. So we're going to tighten all 4 screws for the mounting plate to the bow mounting plate for the trolling motor. So we got the mounting plate all on and mounted, and we put some blue 242 medium strength non-hardening Loctite on these bolts up front. We'll line this up and go ahead and stab her in. Go ahead, just push it in. There you go. It should be close. Then we'll go ahead and torque this on down. It's good. Whoa. Yeah, it's not going to go flush. Alrighty, all torqued down. Alright, to attach the back of the plate, we take the longer screws supplied in the kit, the original stainless washers from Hobie, and we go back through the original hole in the webbing, and we just go down into the kayak body. Alrighty. So that's the mount all attached. It looks like from the front with the trolling motor off, you can still grab it here, have a handle in the front. And then we're going to mount this plate to the bottom of the trolling motor. In order to do that, we got to take the side plates off the trolling motor. So there's 1 inch of adjustment forward and aft on the trolling motor to this plate. So we're going to put it with the trolling motor at its furthest forward, and we'll go fit it on the boat and see. So we got the 3 screws in on this side, and we'll just swing our side plate back in place. And we'll put these 2 screws in. Okay, flip her over. Okay, on this side you got to be careful because it's got the wires and the module and the antenna for the remote control. So we'll put these 3 screws in, tighten it up, and we'll go test fit it on the boat. We'll tighten down the 3 bolts on this side of the plate. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We'll have to decide which side you want that lock on and put it in there now. We're going to want it on the other side. It all depends. You want it on the right side of the troll motor or the left side?
I think the right side would probably be better.
Okay. Put the side plate back on and drop our 2 screws in. What's holding me up there? So we had to take this cover back off to put the trolling motor lock in. We had forgot it earlier. All right, we'll reinstall our side plate. Okay, so we got our bottom plate all on, so we'll go ahead and put the prop on the trolling motor. So we got the nut off. It says discard the red washer. You want to keep the white, the stainless one, and then the shear pin is under there. All right, well, we got the prop on. It'll be a lot of thrust for a little kayak. All right, we got the base plate on. Time to do the test fit. Go ahead and drop it down. Let's just see. Probably have to go further down because water line's gonna be about here. It'll cavitate. You'll just have to.
That's what I'm trying.
You'll have to play with it, you know.
Trying to look at it.
Then you're gonna have to find that sweet spot. You know, we're wide open where it's not growling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, I'm trying to go into.
All right, boy, that's a nice setup. So this is just mocking up to figure out what we're going to do. So the battery box, a regular marine battery box, will fit back here. We're probably going to use a Minn Kota power system box, and we still put a 48 quart ice chest. Still have a little bit of room for rod holders, your anchor, whatever you might want to bring. So we got to come through the Hobie penetrator here and get wire into the motor. Get a battery box and a lithium ion battery, hopefully, and we'll be set up. In order to wire this trolling motor, I ordered some Lawrence Marine cable. This is an 8 AWG2, so it's got a red and black 8-gauge wire in it. And I'm going to use these Anderson style connectors to hook this up on both ends, so quick disconnect plugs. So what you got to do is you got to strip your wire back, slide these connectors on, crimp them on, and then once they're crimped on, I'm using a black shrink wrap to make sure that these are all sealed. I'm not going to slide these into the locking position until I get this ran through the boat. So you want to make sure you use the proper crimpers for this style connector, and make sure you heat shrink wrap the ends to make sure you get a good seal. You always want to use a marine grade cable because these coverings are more waterproof and UV resistant than your typical wire. And then you got a stranded copper wire that's also tinned inside. Okay, to mock this up, we got the wire run through here, run around the back of some of the internals, coming out the hole here. Then we're going to take the trolling motor wire and run it along underneath the edge of the hatch. And then we're going to decide how to mount our hookups right here. All right, for the trolling motor, we're going to have to cut these ends off and crimp on the quick connect fittings. So this is a 6 wire on the trolling motor, and I'm using 8 plugs. So what I got to do is strip it back further and then double the wire over and then put it in the 8 connector. And then I give them a good crimp. Same with the black, doubled up. Crimp it. Okay, I want the shrink wrapping to be up on the wire and the terminal. And we got a good marine seal by doing this. Okay, now we got these ends all shrink wrapped on. We'll snap them in our connector. It's all set up now. We got our quick disconnects. All heat shrink together. So the only thing we got to decide is where we want to mount this up underneath this plate to where we can just plug it in. And then see what it looks like right here. That wouldn't be in the way of anything.
That'd be ideal right there. It'd be easy to go in and out with it instead of trying to fight the angle.
Alrighty.
Just easy.
Straight out. Okay, we decided where we wanted it, and he's gonna take a number 6 stainless bolt with a nylock nut and tighten it down. It actually works out better running the cable around this side of the hatch and coming straight in for the plug-in. Okay, so what we want to do now is we got to get these wires to lay smooth in here. So this is about the distance I need, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this back a little bit. I want to cut the outer insulation, but I don't want to cut into the inside wire at all. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take your grommets that Hobie supplied new with the kayak, and you want to get the 2 that fit number 8 wire and get them into the housing. Okay, once we got our grommet seals seated decently, we can go ahead and put our 3 screws in here and get this secured to the hull. What do you think? Have these on the top and it'll be closer to tucking under here.
I kind of think this way is better.
Okay, so here's our quick disconnect. Here's our wire, and we can put a little loom to hold it right here. So that's looking good. Now we got to come to the back and decide how we're going to mount the battery and how much to put on it. So to power the trolling motor, we got a Dakota lithium 12 volt 100 amp hour battery. We got a wire coming out this grommet penetrator here, and we got about an extra foot to make sure we got plenty. Then with the battery, we bought this Anderson connector kit. We're going to use this back here. So we got a wire stripped back. We're going to crimp our wire and then heat shrink it. Okay, we got a quick disconnect on, and we got all the crimps done and all the wiring shrink wrapped. Okay, for the little grommet back here, it looks like the 2 wires will lay in there nicely. We just got to get Stretch Armstrong to get an arm in there and get that backing nut on. So we got our 2 wires coming through this penetrator. I'll put a little marine goop on there to seal it once we get the exact distance we want on the wiring. Okay, here goes nothing. Contact. That's our power at the battery. I heard it beep. Power at the trolling motor.
Full power.
Got a remote control. Oh man. Boy. So turn it left and right. Oh, that is freaking awesome. Sure, you won't need the rudder, the skeg, or nothing.
That's kind of what I was thinking just now.
Only thing you didn't get was an auto deploying unit. 55-pound thrust on a trolling motor. All we got to do now is go try it out. All right, this is the maiden voyage, the launching of the motorized Hobie Pro Angler. So we bought a 54-inch shaft just to see how it does, and then once you get everything fine-tuned and all, you can cut that shaft down. Oh,
I'm already liking this.
oh, I can tell.
Oh man, I should have brought some beers.
I tell you what, today I'd run the crap out of it just to see, you know,
I'm gonna try to get like a good drain on the battery.
Yeah,
and
and
charge it, kind of gives it a good power up.
that wire routing worked out good, huh?
Oh, it worked perfect.
Nothing like reversing back on them, huh?
I didn't think it was gonna work like this.
So that's just cruising after shutting it off?
Yep.
Man. Oh, you're cheating. Oh. You think you'll cut that down or leave it that height?
I might leave it this height.
It don't bother you. It'd be good to leave it that height when you use that trolling motor on a flatboat, you know? Ready to take it to the Keys? All right, we got 2 boats holding them together just to see. Man. GPS on? Hold on, let me hold on to my hat. Yeah, it does. It moves really good. Yeah. I'll just have to remember to bring a tow rope with me. Yeah, this thing moves out nice, boy. That's with 2 boats. You know you're gonna have to pull me in and out every time now.
That's fine.
Let me let go and then I'll see how fast you take off. Oh shoot. Wait for me. That's nice. Well, we were finally able to get out and make a trip with the motorized Hobie kayak with the trolling motor building. Man, it is phenomenal. It's awesome. I can see one in my future. My son had a great time with it. It's unbelievable how fast it moves and how maneuverable it is. And on the upside, he was able to tow me back in. So can't beat that on a really hot day. That's the way to go. First one in the family to go green. There's no charging stations on the bayou though. So till the next video, get out there and go fishing.